What's up guys? If you'd like a step-by-step tutorial on how I took this old school locker and transformed it into this beautiful bedside table, then stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ryan and I'm the content creator behind Revived by Ryan. On my channel, I share my experience of picking up old, worn out piece of furniture on the cheap, restyling it and selling it for a profit on Facebook Marketplace. I want to show you that you don't need a lot of money or experience to make money flipping furniture. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and also like this video as it really goes a long way to helping my channel grow. Now, on with the video. I picked up this old student desk for just £6 on Facebook Marketplace. It was about 75 centimeters, 30 inches in height, which was potentially too tall to be a nightstand. To make it look more modern, I removed the door to expose the internal shelf. I then removed the shelf to clean the inside of the piece, and because I was planning to stain the shelf itself and paint the inside, I kept it out. As always, I start by giving my piece a thorough clean inside and outside. I use the hoover first to pick up any pieces of cobwebs, dirt or debris. I then followed that up by cleaning the entire piece with a multi-purpose degreaser. This is to remove any leftover dirt or grease that can affect the final paint job. Any tools I've used in this video I'll also link in my description down below. Once it had dried, I then sanded the top with an 80 grit sandpaper. This is to get down to the bare wood, as I was planning on staining it similar to the desk I completed recently, which I've linked at the top of the screen. I followed this up by sanding the entire piece with a 120 grit sandpaper first, and then followed up with a 150 grit sandpaper. This is to ensure the surface is perfectly smooth. With a detailing hand sander, I then sanded the more awkward areas that my orbital sander can't reach. To fill any of the gouges and dents, I used Ronseal's high performance wood filler. Remember to leave a little excess in each hole that you're filling, as it can shrink. After about 30 minutes the filler had completely dried, I then sanded the areas with a 120 grit and then a 150 grit hand sander to get the surface level with the rest of the piece. I then followed this up by hoovering any dust left behind. Again, any sawdust can affect the final paint job, so ensure this is cleaned completely. To stain the top and the internal shelf, I used Johnstones natural oak wood stain. I covered the entire surface with one thin coat, then with long brush strokes from one side to the other to ensure it was completely even. Time is of the essence with this wood stain, as it can dry very quickly. For a price breakdown of how much I spent and how much I sold it for, check out my description. Once you had coated the complete piece, there was no need to wipe away any excess. To paint the piece, I used a mix of Johnston's Dusty Morning Grey and Hemway's Black Matte Chalk paints. The coverage is great with both these paints, and they both recommend not needing any primer, so I thought I'd give it a try without any primer. I painted the inside of the nightstand because I wanted the nice contrast of the stained wood shelf and the dark grey internal. I use a paint sprayer as it allows me to flip my furniture very quickly. However, you can get the same result by using a paintbrush as long as you sand with a 220 grit sandpaper between each coat. If you enjoy this style of furniture makeovers, don't forget to subscribe and also click the post notifications bell down below. And remember guys, you can substitute any of the tools I use in my videos, for example the drill for a screwdriver, the paint sprayer for a paintbrush, the orbital sander for a hand sander. I only use these tools as it speeds up the process for flipping furniture. The nightstand needed just 2 coats of this paint mix and it was completely covered. The top coat I was using for this nightstand was Hemway's clear satin lacquer. Remember, when applying a top coat onto a darker piece, to mix some of the original paint with the top coat, this will prevent any cloudiness or a misty effect on your final paint job. Two coats of this top coat mix, leaving about 2 hours between each coat, was just enough. Once the top coat had dried thoroughly, I removed the cover I had applied to the top of my piece to protect it from any overspray. I then removed the painter's tape and sheet from the drawer. Remember, the preparation and time doing this is worth it to have your lines nice and crisp, as it gives off a really professional finish. Next up was fitting the hardware. Measuring the width of the drawer and the width of the hardware, I mark where the pilot hole should be. Using a countersink, I then create the pilot hole. This is to ensure the screw goes in straight. By the way, these gold cup handles are just 50p on Amazon. Such a bargain. With some Danish oil and a sponge, I applied 1 coat to both my wood stained surfaces. Not only is this a great protection, but it also smells amazing. When I was finishing up, I noticed when I closed the drawer, I could see the wood at the top of the drawer, so I taped down about 3mm and gave it a touch up with my paint mix. I came this far, so I had to make sure it was perfect. So this is how it looked. And this is the final result. Thanks for watching today's video guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of today's transformation. Also, if you love today's makeover, drop me a like down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.